Hi everybody, I'm going to make this short and sweet. I'd like to announce my retirement from boxing. It's been a blast. I've loved every single minute of it, and I'm going to end with this. Dick Turpin wore a mask. God bless everybody. See you on the other side. Get up!
So Tyson Fury has just announced his retirement. Does this surprise me? Not really. I mean, a lot of us thought the Joshua fight was going to come next, which it still can. I mean, it's not out of the question. Fighters retire all the time and they go out of retirement. Would it surprise me though if he stayed retired? When the more that I think about it, not really. I mean, Tyson Fury, he obviously has enough money, and I feel like he doesn't even really need the Joshua fight now that the more you think about it, he doesn't really need Anthony Joshua. And the reason why I say that is because Joshua has already lost to many different fighters in this era. And the Klitschko fight that Joshua had as well was it was a battle. He ended up winning that fight, but he got hurt pretty badly by Klitschko in that fight, and that was already after Fury beat Klitschko, and he was like life and death with Klitschko. And then the Andy Ruiz fight, he lost that one. The second fight, he played it safe. He avenged that, and then Usyk beat him twice, and now Daniel Dubois knocked him out. So I mean, like, there's many fighters that have made Joshua look vulnerable, or like in Klitschko, even though he got the win there, or he just got flat out beaten and knocked out with Dubois and Ruiz, and then Usyk pretty much just outboxed him like he usually does. He hurt him a couple times, but he just won by decision both of those times. So what I'm trying to say, guys, is Fury has only lost to one man, and it was arguable the first fight, in my opinion. Without that, I would say without the round 9 knockdown, I definitely would have gave it to Fury. But what I'm trying to say is it was a close enough fight that it warranted a rematch, obviously. Rematch, I've only seen it once, but I thought Usyk edged it out, thought he won it clearly. But the first fight wasn't so clear, especially if he took out that knockdown. And so to get to my point, guys, I feel like Fury is already proven that he's the second best heavyweight of this generation. Obviously, he's going to argue he's still the best heavyweight. But, I mean, on paper, Usyk is definitely, he beat him. And he's just such a smaller man, too, so you have to give it to Usyk. Even if you did think that Fury lost the first, or Fury won the first fight, the fact that Usyk is even competitive with him is pretty crazy, let alone beating him. So no matter how you look at it, if you're a diehard Fury fan or if you're Fury himself, Usyk's going to be considered the best heavyweight of this generation. And I think Tyson Fury is the second best. And Joshua's just, it's not even up for grabs at this point. Like, there's nothing really to gain from Fury fighting Joshua when you think about it, other than money, because it's not going to prove who's the second best heavyweight of this generation, because Joshua's not the second best heavyweight of this generation. He's gotten beaten by multiple different men. Now, if Joshua only got beaten by Usyk, then you could make the argument who's the second best, Fury or him. But Fury's only lost to one man, and he's lost to many different men. So that's what I'm trying to get at here, guys, is he doesn't really need Anthony Joshua when you think about it for his legacy. Obviously, it would make the legacy better, and it would make his wallet a lot better. So there's always that, and so that's my opinion on it, guys. I always thought, he should fight Joshua. That's what I was thinking this whole time. But now that he's come out and retired, that's my opinion on it now. He doesn't really need Joshua. Obviously, this thing could change, and he could fight Joshua 6 months from now. I remember watching Tyson Fury back in the HBO days when he beat Klitschko. But I remember when he was coming up, and I wasn't a big fan of him just because his style. He was kind of boring. It was more of a boxer, and obviously he had that. He had always had that personality, trash talking. So that's kind of why I didn't initially like him, just because he was boring in the ring with his style, and but he would trash talk. So I kind of, I wasn't. I kind of wanted to see him lose. That's what I remember. But then after the Wilder fights, how he totally reinvented himself. And I think not only that, that he reinvented himself in the second and third fight of that, and he continued on to knock people out and be more exciting even after the Wilder fights. But I mean, coming back from the depression, the alcoholism, the overweight, and fighting the most dangerous puncher in the sport at the time, that really made me like him, to be honest. But I remember him watching back in the day on HBO when he fought Steve Cunningham, and he got dropped hard by Steve Cunningham. And I remember I was like, yeah, look at that. Like it was like I said, I didn't really like him at the time, right? And I remember him when I think it might have been the Steve Cunningham fight when he threw an uppercut and he hit himself in the head. And I'm like, nah, this guy's not gonna be the next heavyweight champion. And then look what happened. He dethroned Klitschko. That was something. But I hope he enjoys retirement. He deserves it. Gave us a lot of excitement in the sport. Those Wilder fights were among the best heavyweight fights of all time, not just of this generation, of all time. I've never seen such drama in a heavyweight fight. You would have to go back to the classics, right? You would have to go back to like Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, George Foreman, like those type of fights to get that kind of drama and action in the ring. So that will forever be cemented in history, those two Wilder and Fury fights. Him coming back from obviously the depression, the overweight to fight Wilder as well was incredible. Him dethroning Klitschko after a 7-year title run. He's always going to be remembered as one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. For a big man to move that well, his boxing IQ, everything. He's among the best heavyweights of all time, and I'm gonna miss him in the sport.